Music is considered by many people to be a universal language. Think about that statement for a second. Music is found in every single culture and is something that unites people from all walks of life. Whether you are a composer in an orchestra, whether you are a casual listener, whether you're a diehard fanatic, or whether you're not a member of a tribe. Music is something that unites everybody from any walk of life. And I remember having distinctive memories in September of 2013, just a few weeks before my 14th birthday in October. I remember coming home from school with my mother in the car, and after giving it much thought and a bit of consideration, I remember asking her this: "Hey Mom, can I please have a bass guitar for my birthday?" She looked at me like, "What?" I seemed to come out of nowhere. After all, I had never, ever in my life ever thought about taking up a bass guitar before. And I had only done stuff like play soccer, I had played baseball, and I recently took up MMA classes. So lots of physical activities, lots of sporty activities going on. But I gave it lots of thought and consideration after being influenced by lots of bands from my dad's generation, including people like Jimi Hendrix, bands like Nirvana, and of course all sorts of popular music that was on the radio at the time, whether it be artists like Justin Timberlake or Kesha. I know this sounds like a pretty interesting and sort of quirky array of artists, but bear with me for just a second. As weird as all of this was, it was something that completely fueled my taste in music and has pretty much been the first stepping stone of where I am today. And now 10 years later, check this out. I own about 10 different instruments, including these little babies right here. I have played in multiple different bands, including these guys right here. And I've even started doing my own music. I think it's safe to say for me that music has impacted my life in many ways that I had never even considered before. And at this point, I question, what would I be doing in my life if I'd never had music? Well, my name is Riley Sears, and I come before all of you today to encourage everyone and anyone who's listening to be encouraged to think about the benefits of picking up a musical instrument. Some people will often claim that music can change the world. Others have even said that it has helped save their lives through difficult and perilous circumstances. Now, though that might be said so many times that it seems a bit far-fetched, is there actually some truth to that? Can music really change the world, and can music even help save lives and bring people together in all the great ways? And in what ways can picking up an instrument benefit you in both your physical and your mental health? Come on in and we'll have a look. So as a musician of the past 10 years, I have been very fortunate and very lucky enough to meet people from all walks of life and many different musicians, and to hear their input and to get an understanding of why they picked up an instrument and see why we all bonded over our love of music. And learning how to play an instrument is not only just a fun hobby, but it has many great benefits that can improve your physical and mental well-being as well as others around you. It has a powerful, profound effect on us. When picking up an instrument and learning about things such as note placement and how to maintain a sense of rhythm, that is something that encourages all of the lobes of your brain to work in unison together to increase your chances of creativity, as I will show with this example with my lovely bass guitar that I have. And when you learn on any kind of instrument, whether it's the neck or the fretboard of a bass, or the holes of a flute, or even the keys of a keyboard, when you learn note placement, you hear where that note is, and even if you don't necessarily understand the name of the note itself, you know where that note is just where you put your fingers. And you can even discern what kind of mood any sort of songs will set by just learning about where to place your fingers. So for instance, I can tell that this is going to sound very happy like this. So that makes me feel really upbeat and feel really happy, but check this out. With just one note difference, I've taken the mood from happy to dour and kind of gloomy and sad. Some of the skills that you will benefit from by learning note placement and rhythm work on any instrument is coordination skills, memorization, and just overall creativity, and even coordination. Studies have even shown that people who pursue music often have much lower levels of anxiety and depression than people who don't play an instrument. There is even many different types of music therapy that is a new sort of invention that has actually been used to treat patients with dementia and Parkinson's disease. And in addition to all of the health benefits, both physically and mentally, that picking up an instrument does for you, here are some of the benefits that it has on your personal life. Learning how to play music is a fantastic way to increase your social circles of friends. So kids tend to have a little bit of different music taste versus adults, and both groups tend to bond each other over that. So many older music groups who prefer, say, classical music bond over that, whereas many of the younger, newer generation who love like rock or like hip hop and pop often bond over those common tastes in music. And there are many great places to meet people when you pick up an instrument. For instance, any music shops. One of my personal favorite places is the Guitar Center. There are many of them spread across the United States, but they're a very big retail chain of music stores where many musicians go and just try music instruments out. And there's even a blackboard in the back of the store where you can hang up notes asking to jam, which is how I actually joined the band that I'm in at the moment. Visiting music stores is often a great way to build up local music communities in your area. All you have to do is just simply go over and you play your instrument and you socialize, and many people will come to you. Another greater and even bigger place to meet musicians is going to shows, whether that is 10,000 seat arenas or even just small local venues. Music lovers always go there, and the communities built up around them are often a great place to form strong bonding friendships, and even just get together and form bands. That's how many great bands over the years have formed. One such example being the California-based rock group Bad Sons, who met up in the early to late 2000s after bonding in high school over the love of one of their favorite bands, Blink-182. And a couple years later, I actually got to see them on a tour that they did with a Blink-182 side project called Angels and Airwaves. And ever since then, they've just been climbing up to the top. So as we can see, music benefits us in both a social way and in a healthy way. But one of the greatest benefits that transcends all of that is just what music does for releasing our inner demons. It's one of the most powerful things about music, and it's how it provides a fantastic emotional escape for all of us. So with artists like Kurt Cobain and Chester Bennington, Youngblood and the Kid Laroi, one of the things that these artists have in common is just how profound and emotional their lyrics are in their music. They use their music as a vehicle to carry out this message that they are trying to sell, as many artists do. And in this case, these guys are coming from a very personal and very real, raw place, which is something that has united all of the fans of each of these artists. If you ask people who are fans of Nirvana or Linkin Park or any of these other artists, the one thing that they often say is how personal the music was to them and how it has helped them through a serious dark time. One great example of that being emo legends My Chemical Romance. And one of the things that has bonded many fans of this band together is not just how fun and catchy the music is, but how profound and emotional Gerard Way's lyrics are. A lot of people often describe how they found an outlet in My Chemical Romance's music because the lyrics were so relatable that it brought people together and was the perfect place to just vent and release all these emotions and connect with other people who were going through the same sort of thing. And even if your music you listen to is a lot more lighthearted and upbeat, and you're not even necessarily paying attention to the lyrics, music is also an escape in that sense. Like take for instance how when people go to nightclubs, lots of normal people go to nightclubs just to get out and escape the normal routines of their daily lives. And studies show that there is a significant increase when we are having fun, of course. So going to a club and listening to music and seeing people dance on the dance floor is a great way to lift up your spirits and to have a much more positive outlook on your life at that moment than you are in your normal everyday job. The gift of music is something that has just such a profound effect on society in general. And the gift to play music is something that is truly taken for granted, because when you pick up an instrument for the first time, and if you go down that route, you will discover just how many people you touch that you might not even realize before. So if you ever are thinking about a new hobby to pursue that allows you to expand on your creative outlooks, why not give up picking up an instrument a shot? It changed my life 10 years ago, and I don't even know what I would be doing without it today. And who knows? Maybe one day you'll change somebody's life that you might not have even known about. Because as they say, music has the power to feel, heal, and connect. Thank you very much.